What's up guys? Today we're going to check out Joker Folie Deux on 4K UHD. I'm not here to talk about how good or bad the movie is, I'm just going to share some thoughts on the audio and video quality. Now let's go over a few tech specs. The movie was shot in 4.5 and 6.5K. It's got a 4K DI, it's rated R. Runtime is 138 minutes, aspect ratio is 1.43, 1.90, and 2.39 to 1. So yes, the movie does have the switching IMAX aspect ratios, and the audio is in Dolby Atmos. Before we take a look at the audio and see how active this mix is, if you don't know what the Atmos viewer is, you can find a link down below in this video's description that tells you all about it, what it does, and where to get it. You can also find a list of all the gear that I use for these 4K reviews down there as well. Now, if you've seen the first Joker movie and you like that audio mix, I think you're gonna like this one too. Looking at the Atmos viewer, we can see that this is a fully active mix that should put all of your available speakers to good use. It's actually much more immersive over the first movie. Just about every scene that takes place in the prison, you'll be surrounded by inmates chattering in the surround channels while music plays lightly in the background. It gives you a really good sense of space, whether you're inside the prison or outside in the yard, so the detail in the soundstage sounded great. And since the movie is partly a musical, the songs were just as enveloping. And while I personally wasn't a fan of all the song choices, it did have a wide, spacious soundstage with good separation. And just like in Joker 1, the musical score is the highlight of the mix. However, I did find that the bass response in the score was a little deeper in the first movie, and with the musical numbers, I also felt that it could have used a bit more bass as well. Now there is one explosion that takes place in the movie that does hit really hard, but overall, as a whole, I did think that the bass was fine for what it is, nothing extravagant, but it was just okay. However, the dialogue was always easy to hear. And thanks to Kaleidescape for providing me with this copy of Joker Folie Deux so I can bring you, the home theater movie loving community, this 4K review. Now if you want to get your movies weeks and sometimes months before they come out on 4K Blu-ray in the same if not better quality, consider getting a Kaleidescape at our channel partner, Dream Media. You can find links down below in this video's description. The video quality is equally as good as the first movie. It was shot digitally, but it's got a somewhat filmic feel to it. It's not razor sharp crispy, as there is a slight softness to keep the edginess out of it, and it still does have that 70s gritty feel to it. But there's no mistaking that this was shot with high resolution cameras. It's got a ton of fine details, from facial stubbles to very visible thread count on costumes. The sets looked old and aged, and did make me never want to ever have to go to jail. As for the HDR, it's not a particularly bright movie, but the colors do follow the same visuals as the first movie, with the orange teal palette, with the prison shots feeling colder while other shots have a slightly warmer feel to them. The black levels did appear a little raised and came across more of a dark gray rather than true black in several scenes. Now I'm sure this was probably a stylistic choice and not a transfer problem, as there are other scenes where the blacks are deep and very contrasty. If you were to watch part 1 and part 2 back to back, it'd be a seamless visual experience. It's a fantastic looking movie, and I'd have to go with a 9.6 for video. For audio, I found this to be much more engaging than the first movie. There's more ambiance, and the musical numbers, whether you like them or not, sounded detailed with a very spacious, very detailed soundstage. And the mix is really active for almost the entire duration of the movie. I could have used a little bit more bass, but it is a great listen overall. I'm gonna go with a 9 for audio. Now this review was based on the Kaleidescape version, which comes in at 80.5 gigs in Dolby Vision, while the HDR10 version comes in at 72.7 gigs, which is the version that I saw. If you're waiting on the 4K Blu-ray, it's got a release date of December 17th, or if you've got a Kaleidescape, it's available now in the same, if not better quality, audio and video-wise. Either way you go, it's a very interesting take for a sequel. I personally liked it a lot more the second time around. So what are your thoughts on Joker Folie Deux? Have you seen it and did you like it? Leave a comment down below and let me know. Now if you do want to pick up this movie, I will leave some links for it down below in this video's description. As always guys, thanks for watching. If you want, you can follow us on social media, and if you want to support the channel and get exclusive content or great discounts on audio and video gear, then stop by our Patreon page. Be sure to like this video if you found it useful and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you again in the next video.